Everybody, before we go into this update, I have some breaking news as I've connected the dots here with United States digital currency USDC, which is starting to collapse here, and also with Silicon Valley Bank. So if you haven't heard yet, we'll go into what Silicon Valley Bank is. It's actually gone basically bankrupt in the last 48 hours. And it's one of the, I'll explain to you exactly what it is by definition, just so you can see exactly what Silicon Bank is. But I have an alarming thing that I've uncovered in the last 24 hours, and I've been trying to verify it. And now I've found a few places that have reported on it. But USDC has $3.3 billion worth of exposure to Silicon Valley Bank. That's unbelievable news. So is this the first step of what we've seen last night and today with the USDC depegging and it's actually going to go belly up? Is this going to take another move in the same way as UT did, the Terra token or the Terra stablecoin? This could be the next domino to fall in crypto. And I'm not necessarily impressed with USDC because it was created by, I believe, Coinbase and Circle. And that never gets my jollies rocking very nicely. So pay attention because this is a very important update. Make sure to hit the like button as we go through it'll help push me through the analytics. But this is alarming, and I'll read it to you. $3.3 billion worth of exposure for USDC, the United States digital currency, to the bankrupt Silicon Valley Bank, SVB. So this is breaking and alarming news as well, and this is corroborated now. So I'm going to show you this and more after we play the intro. Make sure to hit that like button as it greatly helps push me through the analytics, and more people can see these updates. Good early evening, late afternoon. It's 4:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday, March 11th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, the USD is back up to 9668, still well off par, but it is absorbing a lot of this move now. So if you were down, you actually did get back up here for a brief moment. I know today it got very close. It was at, 985 right now. So we're at least moving back up. We were in the right direction, and now it came back down to 9667. So you got to make an educated and informed decision. If your money's getting back to even, and you're afraid that this is going to continue to move down, you got to protect your investment. But that was a healthy correction. But with $3.3 billion that I've uncovered, and that I actually corroborated, and I have the article that shows a little bit more into it. But $3.3 billion is linked to Silicon Valley Bank. So I think they're trying to do a little damage control right now, and Monday could be a historical moment. This could get very ugly very quickly, folks. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. We got XRP at 3670. When you come to some of these charts, 3645 on other USD charts. On the USDT chart, it's down to 3617. It's not because XRP's pumping or Bitcoin. Some people are asking, well, why is this going up if USDC was going? Because USDC was becoming worth less. So some of these individual ones ended up, it cost you more to buy with that USDC. It's not that the value went up. It's just that the USDC was worth less. It's like when you buy gold and silver. When the gold-silver ratio, when the US dollar currency index goes up, it's not necessarily because gold and silver is getting cheaper. It's just the money's more valuable. So it costs less to buy the gold and silver because the money you're holding is worth more. Conversely, if the US dollar currency index goes down, gold and silver goes up, it might not necessarily be because it's becoming more valuable. It's just the money you hold is worth less. So that's what's going on here. The USDC you were holding is worth less, which means the price that you're paying is worth more than if you used USDT at the exact same time or another form. So that's what's going on today. And a lot of people are very, very, very confused right now, and for rightful reasons. But a lot of people are like, well, this doesn't necessarily mean that the crypto is going to go down farther. Well, even if it doesn't, this is a wake-up call to everybody. Because when stuff like this is the biggest funding source for crypto, I believe, in the United States, that just got shut down. This is one of the biggest believers in crypto, and for venture capitalists where they get their money and loans and such, that's been wiped out. And if it's true that $3.3 billion in USDC is tied up in Silicon Valley, their bank, that's crazy. And as far as the bank bail-ins, I talked about how the banks got bailed out under Obama. Now, this is the first time in U.S. history that I can think of where the bank bail-in has been affected and it's actually been used. So all these people had money in Silicon Valley and all their assets got frozen. Well, because it's FDIC insured, anybody who had $250,000 or less, that'll be covered by a check from the government at some point. So that were money safe. But anybody who's over that, that money's gone. They considered it a bank bail-in and they're using it to pay off their creditors. This is something that was implemented in the Obama administration in about 2012. And it's some reason why I don't put a lot of money in the bank. Because I know at some point they're going to freeze our money and this is just what's going to happen. And this is the first record that I can find of the bank bail-in. So pay very close attention to that, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a very scary proposition. XRP, still within this channel. We got this downtrending resistance that's up here at about the 385 level. But first things first, we would need to get back over 377 just before we could even start any kind of magic. And right now, I mean, it's anybody's guess. It's anybody's guess. It looks very bearish to me. But until we break out of this downtrending resistance or break below this downtrending support, we're range bound. And right now, the bottom line is the range is that, we'll say 384 right now, and all the way down to the 335. So 384 down to 335 is the range. We've got a cutoff point here at the 35 level, about 349. And that's just a little bit of uptrending support that comes through the area. But really what the main story is right now, we can continue to look at the charts, but the main story here is the Silicon Valley Bank and the fact that USDC has all this exposure. You can see we got harshly rejected up here at the 393 level. And now it looks like we're continuously getting beaten down here. There's not a lot of volume coming in, and I'm not scared, but I would be scared if I was you going into trading tomorrow. If you don't have a plan, like I took $5,000 off my crypto exchanges. I'm just being honest. Got a little bit of liquid cash on Uphold, and this is another prime example of why I always say, if you're using BitGet or MaxC, you're sending money over there to buy your crypto, but any liquid cash stays on Uphold. And the main reason for that is only reason that you should even care about is on Uphold, it doesn't go in a stable coin. It actually stays in your native fiat. So you're unaffected by stable coins going crazy and getting eroded and all the, manipulation that goes into it. On BitGet and MaxC and some of these other ones where you have to be in a stable coin, this is why I tell you, don't keep your liquid cash there. Keep it on Uphold. There's a reason why I have Uphold. And there's a reason why you pay higher fees. So we've got to get it right because I keep telling you, this is a historical flush of retail. That doesn't mean just on the crypto charts. They might steal your money through the exchanges like they've been for the last 2.5 years. That's something we really need to think about. So when we're looking at XRP, that's what we looked at the chart, but we really can't go anywhere else besides talking about what's going on right now. We need to talk about Silicon Valley though. Right now, just remember, downtrending resistance up here even that we would have to break through is around the 39-cent level. So major resistance at 39 cents. Also at 377 as well. Pay attention to. Those are your major resistance that we're going to try to break past. And if we don't, we have a lot of downside correction to go. So we're going to see exactly how this plays out. And with Bitcoin, we're at 20,478. We're up at critical levels here. We need to break 20,965 and or hold 20,413 to continue pushing up to that next level. And then if we just look at this real quickly, because I need to get into Silicon Valley. We need to get it. I think I clicked the wrong one, but we need to get into it. $20,955. Yeah, so we're still a little bit off here. So that 20,419 is what we're going to see right now in the immediate short term if we can hold that layer and try to push up even farther. But right now, this is looking pretty bearish. I'm just going to say pretty bearish. And before we go in the article, though, about Silicon Valley and the link with USDC, we need to talk about what Silicon Valley Bank is. So Silicon Valley Bank is a commercial bank that provides financial services and expertise to technology and life science companies, as well as venture capitalists and private equity firms. The bank offers a range of services, including financing, treasury management, foreign exchange, and venture debt. Among others, founded in 1983, SVB has its headquarters in Santa Clara, California, and has operations in the United States, as well as international locations in the United Kingdom, Israel, China, and more. SVB is known for its close relationships with startup companies in the technology and life science industries, and for its role in providing financing and support to help these companies grow and scale. So what happens when all these venture capitalists and these startup chains don't have a place to go to? Something to consider. And then I want to end with this. Stablecoin USDC breaks dollar peg after revealing 3.3 billion Silicon Valley Bank exposure. So that's I guess this isn't the article. I didn't grab the right one. Oh yeah, it's right here. Oh, they want me to register. Okay, here we go. So stablecoin USDC breaks dollar peg after firm reveals it has 3.3 billion SVB exposure. U.S. cryptocurrency firm Circle's USD coin lost its dollar peg and fell to record low Saturday morning. The company revealed it has nearly 8% of its 40 billion in reserves tied up at the collapsed lender Silicon Valley. So that's at least not as bad as the speculated 25% I thought. So that's not even, I mean, it's bad, but at least it's not 25%. So that's 8% of their net worth is in Silicon Valley. That's horrible. USDC is designed to trade at $1, but it fell below 87 cents on Saturday, according to data from CoinDesk. The U.S. cryptocurrency firm Circle's USD coin lost its dollar peg and fell to record low Saturday morning. So after the company revealed it has nearly 8% of its 40 billion in reserves tied up at the collapsed lender Silicon Valley Bank. So this is enormous news you need to pay attention to. USDC is known as a stablecoin, which means the value of the virtual currency is supposed to be pegged to a reference currency. USDC is designed to trade at $1, but it fell below 87 cents on Saturday, according to data from CoinDesk. Regulators shuttered SVP Friday and seized its deposits in what has become the largest U.S. banking failure since the 2008 financial crisis. The company's spectacular implosion began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with news that it needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. What followed was the rapid collapse of a highly respected bank that had grown alongside its technology clients. In a tweet Friday, Circle said it had $3.3 billion in remaining reserves at SVB. The company called for the continuity of the bank and said it will follow guidance from regulators. Following the confirmation of the end of today that the wires initiated on Thursday to remove balances were not yet processed, at $3.3 billion of the 40 billion of USDC reserves remains at SVB. The cryptocurrencies industry is still picking up the pieces from the sudden collapse of FTX. USDC breaks with the dollar could signal more trouble ahead. Stablecoins like banks are vulnerable to runs. SVB customers withdrew a staggering 4.2 billion of deposits by the end of Thursday, according to California regulatory filings. By the close of business that day, SVB had a negative cash balance of 958 million, according to the filings, and failed to scrounge enough collateral from other sources. If USDC holders get spooked or worry that there is not enough money in reserve, they could also rush to sell or exchange their coins. Circle did not immediately respond for requests for comment. Make sure to hit that like button if you got anything on this update. Hit that subscribe button doing the more than 15,600 subscribers. Pay attention to everything I've talked about and more, and keep track of your money on these crypto exchanges. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag fight assassins. And remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, we're all going to flounder in this together. Or actually, we would do it alone. If we do it together, we're all going to be very, very successful.